afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. In the north, it is ATC fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 4th Panther Division. West and south, it is Skeletron fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, and Comrade Stalin himself. Taking on the role here of the 25th Tank Corps, we got German Infantry right off the bat here for ATC with 250-1 half-tracks. Veteran squad leaders, stormtroopers, assault and hold, and fragmentation bombs, as a Skeletron with conscript support, airborne troops, and mechanized support. With a scout car and guards, or shock trooper, puma trooper, whatever, bulletins, and infantry there for fast production as well. But both of them are for getting out troops faster. Plus, we got a special RAF command start here. Skeletron definitely not going, I think, for a possible slightly off Soviet meta build here. ATC straight with double grenadiers, and with German infantry definitely want some grenadiers since you really want to take advantage of veteran squadrons. That said, Panther grenadiers and pioneers also benefit a lot from this ability. Like the mark targeting the Panther grenadiers is surprisingly powerful, but overlooked a lot of the time. And of course, stormtroopers are pretty good too, though they do not unfortunately benefit from the veteran squadrons, so that might in fact be a bit busted if they did. Oh wait, we're off here to the races. Also, big thanks to Matthew for pledging on Patreon and supporting the mighty Propagandacast with your hard-earned money. So big thanks to you, Matthew. And of course, you too can join those mighty ranks by pledging on Patreon yourself and just donating briefly. Anyways, we've got triple grenadier here for ATC, double conscript with the scout car there for Skeletron and the Red Army. Sandbags and these, they're very good. West RT engineers bravely push forwards, unawares that fascists might be hiding right around the corner. In fact, they likely are, with a few well-armed rifles. And there you go, shots flashing across here by the western point. Here's the first shots fired right before the 2-minute mark. Engineers falling back in the face of increasingly large German numbers flooding into the field. The engineers falling back here, hoping to perhaps buy time at ATC, or perhaps she's hoping to counterattack. Who knows? Oh, we got the M41 ready. An interesting choice versus the Wehrmacht, since Wehrmacht has easy access to Panther, which tends to mean the scout car is going to have a bit of a rougher time. Of course, he may be hoping he can find an MG42 to surprise, in which case Skeletron is in for a rude awakening, since currently ATC does not have a single MG42. It's all grenadiers. So of course, the range of the M31 can still be a problem to deal with its 50 carbon infantry inside, but it's not quite as powerful there. Maybe second, this was a conscript there, third conscript all the way there for Skeletron. Overall, again, very interesting opening here. Heavy conscript with a scout car support build, not your average Soviet build by any measure. Scout command could of course try and overwhelm the grenadiers here, take the Panther fast to the chin, and then just, pull it back afterwards for some repair squads with engineers. And we've got more grenadiers flooding in here. Of course, it's sent to the half scout coming elsewhere. Good response there by ATC. Conscript being overwhelmed by grenadiers in the east. Third conscript, they're ready. Likely looks to be heading westwards there. Bit of skirmishing all over the place between Skeletron and ATC. ATC so far is having a bit of an upper hand here versus Skeletron, at least sort of in terms of meet your pressure. But the scout car is a unknown factor that could quickly cause a problem there for ATC. One mistake, and the scout car is also really good at wiping out units on retreat, and that's probably one of its hidden, shall I say, strengths. We got a 5th grenadier squad here for ATC. I'm a bit concerned about that. I mean, you can go for it, and certainly 5 is sort of the general maximum. Also, what I can advise is sort of a good maximum, but still, this early on with enemy machine guns, it does have a few risks. But on the other hand, I mean, 5 grenadier squads with veteran squad leaders will, of course, be quite impactful, make no mistake. But it also has potential just bleeding out quite severely, so it is, again, potent, but not without risks. This goes, really good flank here by ATC. Basically took a deep route into his opponent's territory, up behind the scout car to Panther fasted. 2 thumbs up the ATC. Good flanking there, I find is always critical. And companies too, and possibly even more so as the Wehrmacht, since generally with smaller squads, you cannot really afford like just head-on assaults a lot. At the time, your troops will bleed out too fast, and again, that's usually one of the risks with heavy grenadier builds. You just quickly find yourself with the combat ineffective force very rapidly. So, good flanking skills are, if anything, really crucial as the Wehrmacht to find a good deal of the time. If you can flank really good, though, you're usually in a good place. Also use machine guns quite well. In this case, not machine guns here, though. So he has to be even a better flanker there. In this regard, with the scout car, he definitely displayed he knows a thing or two about flanks. He may not have written a book on it, but he may have written a small pamphlet for high school, 2nd year. Flanking and Why I Think It's Fun by ATC. Grenadiers versus conscripts here. Grenadiers being overwhelmed by the conscripts, forced to fall back here. Bit of skirmishing and more flanking as they both looked out into each other. Grenadiers here, though, I think are in no condition to flank anything. Not even a dessert at the local bakery. Back here, bunker up there, and certainly will be necessary, though again, if it's going for veteran school leaders, it also quickly becomes slightly unnecessary, since for the veteran school leaders, you get free field first aid, so it can become redundant, if you will. It can become a bit redundant with a medic bunker, slightly at least. Of course, there's no harm in doing it, but personally, I wouldn't bother. Then again, I'm known for not bothering with medic bunkers at all, even before this, so yeah, maybe I should just shut up. Anyways, no tech yet there for ATC. That's a possibility for Skeletron to get heady salted. Well, we got conscript support tactics. Hello, sailor. We got K1 heavy tanks here. We got conscript assault tactics. We got conscript repair kits. We got rapid conscription, which involves more conscripts. And we got incendiary artillery barrages, which unfortunately does not fire the accumulated hatred of 1 million conscripts at the enemy. Though you can always imagine it does. Either way, it is very much a doctrine that does what it says on the tin. It's a conscript doctrine, with a heavy tank in it as well. Conscript there versus advancing grenadiers, and we got one veteran grenadier squad here ready already, and the West was there with the pioneer squad. Meanwhile, hit large engagement of conscripts behind the wreckage of an old scout car, and just being overwhelmed by the sheer numbers that ATC is unleashing upon him. The conscripts holding out as well as they can, but there's only so much they can do against such raw, brutal German strength. In the West here, a bit more skirmishing. Veteran grenadiers dealing with the conscripts. Veteran grenadiers definitely have some advantages there. The upgrade gives them a 10% accuracy bonus, 10% received accuracy bonus. That is to become 10% harder to hit. Plus, of course, they get the 5th guy with the G43. So it is an incredibly strong upgrade for the grenadiers, and I think it's straight up the strongest upgrade for the grenadiers, period. Which is also why it's a bit dangerous to make like commonly available without a doctrine, but again, it's very powerful. It's very powerful. I'm surprised more people aren't going for German infantry because it's just that good. Points here secured in the east. Back here, nothing further going on there for ATC. West side secured. Mine goes off. Grenadiers dead. 2 men down and about. Center 6 which point being secured. Grenadiers moving about here. Tech done. Could you go for a 250 half track? Possible. But I have a suspicion that the ATC is not going to go for that many grenadiers. At least without not some assault troops, which would really benefit from it. 10-10 command up here for Skeletron. That's going to be a fast T-70, very much common part of the Soviet arsenal. Obviously, it's going to give ATC a bit of a hard time. That's going to require Pack 40 fast, a bunch of 2-2s, or some incredibly well-placed telemines. But with veteran squad is likely to be on the menu for now. There's likely munitions are going to be held up from that, so I don't think. And there you go. We got submachine guns up here for Skeletron, the PPSH-41, designed by Spargan as improvement to the PPD-40. Which was overall, the previous one was overall a cheaper version to make those a bit more reliable in a lot of ways, but they overall were, I think in most parts, quite similar. Additionally, the PP41 would later be sort of further updated by removing the drum magazine for stick magazine, as there were numerous issues related to the drum magazine. Part of it is just the spring itself inside the magazine will usually, wear out faster if you've loaded the magazine to full. It was also obviously bloody heavy, which is another issue, but also just finally there were issues with simply mass producing the magazines, which led to like high production errors, and just magazines were not fit with the submachine guns. Those issues would keep recurring with the stick magazines, there's just less of them. Good lord above. ATC here is going for a 6 infantry squad build. That is usually where things get highly dicey. Usually, say 5 infantry squads is where you want to stick, because usually I find that's how you can typically manage without necessarily suffering massive wipes, because again, you have to manage all these reasonably well. At 6, you kind of begin to hit to a place where there's a good chance you simply lose them because you're not paying attention to them all. Also, manpower bleed becomes really intensive. Still, it does give him an assault element there to back up all the other grenadiers, with giving a bit more flexibility there tactically, but still, he is pushing the limit here, and with the T-70 inbound, this could very quickly get uncomfortable for ATC. T-70 about here, lots of mark from Skeletron, 2 thumbs up there. Bit of scamsing got control up here. Stormtrooper up the note. He's trying to sneak up to the opponent, using the grenadiers as bait. So maybe trying to sneak out the counter, then surprising the Stormtroopers. That's actually a surprisingly clever maneuver here by ATC, and definitely not something you see very often. I actually like that, though. Obviously, the T-70 rather undercuts the whole cleverness of the thing, and also he's gotten to allow them to fire free, so they're just being shot at for the hell of it. Need to retreat them now. In fact, it may already be too late. The T-70 calls being very good at killing German infantry, in fact infantry in general, and in particular also really good at wiping retreating units because of that. And the west side here we got Pioneers, Grenadiers, 2-2 all skirmishing out. Anti-tank grenade up, damaging the engine of the 2-2 there. Bit of a problem there. And of course, further decreases ability to deal with the T-70 while 2-2 on its own can't stop it single-handedly. It can at least make things a bit more uncomfortable for the light tank. And currently, it can't even do that. So right now, Skeletron has got pretty much almost all of ATC's resource denied. He's got a massive T-70, not massive, but in terms of like just sheer presence, it's massive. It's obviously a tiny tank, but its influence, its gravity on the battlefield, if you will, is significantly outsized. So we'll have to see, of course, what ATC does to deal with this tiny terror tank. And this one needs to retreat. So right now, ATC is in some deep sauerkraut, as Skeletron has managed to gain himself a hell of an edge. That said, ATC still has a lot of infantry. And having a lot of infantry should never be underestimated. Infantry is in fact quite crucial. So it's not all bad, but, you know, it's not all great either. Not great, not terrible, 3.6. Then he's being advanced by the countries there. Assaulted to try and counter fire days. Going to need a pack 40 or it's going to need some surprise here. In theory, I suppose you could try and aim for a Panther check on the Stormtroopers. Certainly one reason he might also gone for them, just on like, you know, oh scheisse options, so you can just quickly add the Rakete and Panzerbuchse and at least have some more deterrence for the T-70 light tank. Back here, points being secured here. But still an incredibly infantry build here for ATC and the German army. It's not, again, very common at all. We'll have to see how it performs. Meanwhile, Skeletron is taking advantage of this significant edge here in terms of like just control to push straight for the mechanized armor company. We're probably seeing some fast K1s here, well, relatively fast K1s here versus ATC, which is only going to be adding to ATC's discomfort. And Storm's squad here, good chance of getting wiped out now unless he gets very, very lucky. He got very, very lucky. Great for ATC. Got a feeling a bit frustrating there for Skeletron. Damn you fascist stormtroopers, why won't you die? Why won't you die, you assholes? Anti-tank down the 2-2 and down it goes, leaving ATC now with very few deterrents for the T-70, except maybe hoping to pull off a deep flank and Panther fausting it. ATC there pretty much goes to the pack 40, the Panther Abbe can only fear it. He actually does manage the flank on the T-70. Thumbs up to that. Really good use of the train here by ATC. Again, it won't destroy the T-70. In the actual war, a Panther does the T-70 like well, would have cooked it up, no survivors, but in game, it does slow it down, it does keep it off the field for a bit, and it does very crucially buy ATC time to regain, you know, tempo and momentum. So, 2 thumbs up to ATC again. Flanking is a really important skill to have, and possibly again even more so with the Wehrmacht. I mean, so far though, I will say though, he's actually handling these 6 infantry squads well. So again, he's kind of one of those kind of, you know, the exception to the rule of the, you know, 5 infantry maximum. If you can handle 6 infantry squads, you can definitely go for it, but I'd still, you know, caution it for newer players or even like mildly experienced players, since again, it's damn tricky, and even like some really good players can't handle that much infantry. So it's also partly just a playstyle thing. Well, we're back pushing our infantry from ATC against Skeletron, constantly being routed. Almost all squads been upgraded there with the TPC-841. Heavy damage to the engineers being shot to bits. We got 2 squads equipped with the veteran squad leader there. Upgrade to veteran grenadier squad, I'd rather say status there. Comes levels the grenadiers here. T-70 being pushed back. Close to veteran free. Back here for reinforcement healing. Advancing here. Oh, big minefield from ATC, but sadly, the minesweeper easily deals with that. And sadly, ATC does not have access to that little cheeky German skill they had in the war, where they'd occasionally just booby-trap the mines. So when they went to sweep them, occasionally the mines was off. Obviously, that would also be busted, like you could have encountered like a booby-trapped S-mine, and then the entire field goes off on you. But, you know, it did happen in the actual war. And also just highlights one of the things, and you can just never really fully approximate the actual war in the game for numerous reasons. Partly because, again, some of the stuff would just be utterly busted in in-game context and really hard to like just properly get done. Flag goes off here. Jurgen gets shot right there through the foot. T-70 fixed up. And we got tech there for ATC and the German army. The 4th Panzerdivision back here. Mechanized Army Company remains still silent, building up in supplies for that K1 heavy tank they summoned forth to the front line. Like a behemoth from a different era being summoned forth. Pack 4 there being assailed. Definitely not a great serve there by ATC. That feels like a bit of a slip. There you go. Grenadiers quickly focusing down the conscripts, shooting them down, causing significant casualties. The ace veteran Grenadiers here are quite punishing to see that up close. They absolutely tear the conscripts to shreds. Possibly through the sheer skill of the veteran side, just beating them down. Pack 4 moving back forth here. Storm sneaking up. And they do have Panther Shreks. He was trying to sneak up, then ambush the T-70 again. Nice flanking there by ATC. Bold, risky, but nice to see. Grenadiers getting off of Panther Fast as well. And there we go, damaging the engine of the T-70. Additionally, Stormtroopers now to get access to the vehicle detection, which, as a fun side note, at one point allowed you to detect everything and not just vehicles. Even more hilariously, no one figured it out for like half a year or a year. Which again tells you one very important thing. A lot of players don't use abilities that are even good. Hell, I didn't notice it, and again, I'm a guy that loves Stormtroopers, so again, I can thoroughly emphasize a lot of people, me included, need to start using their abilities a lot damn more. Anyways, side note aside there, Skeletron's got the K1 heavy tank on the way there. We got 472 more controls there for Skeletron and the Red Army. But obviously remembers to use rapid conscription, a very potent ability, to be sure. But one I feel that tends to get overlooked a lot. But one that has occasionally led me to some very fun third victories as I just kept churning out conscripts in large numbers and basically just started merging them fully into other squads simply as it was cheaper than reinforcing. And it was a Pomacop, they were probably seeing a Panther 4 from ATC, though he probably should consider Stuka since the Panther 4 versus the KV-1 heavy tank is not particularly favoured for the Panther 4. But in the actual war by 1944, Panther 4 been more than a match for the KV-1 heavy tank. Gunners on the west side here. Back here, pawns being seized there by Skeletron and the Red Army. Gunners are reinforcing, half 853. And K1's about to arrive there, the Clement Vorishilov tank. That's what K1 stands for. Similarly, IS tank. The IS-2, for example, the IS stands for Joseph Stalin, since Joseph is written with an I in Soviet. Or Russian, not Soviet. It's not like Soviet is a language. I do apologize for that stupid mistake there. T-Sun Racing here, got 15 kills on that one. Let's see, 3 raiding here, ATC space. Very nice, cheeky play there. Obviously, could have been punished by something, like a Telemann here, but most players tend not to mind the base entrance unless like they really suspect it. T-Sun raiding up behind here. Again, good flank there by Skeletron. In this case, might be a bit too slow here. But now, it actually turns into a pincer maneuver here, catching the Pack 40 between the T-70 and the K1 heavy tank. They're bold attack here by Skeletron. Empty following away with the T-70. Good push here. And this is sort of where the lack of a machine gun is perhaps starting to show here for ATC. Still doing a lot of damage there. T-70 knocked out. A significant tactical win there for ATC. That's just the problem. Is Pack 40 now being outmaneuvered by the K1 tank. Got the Stomps there with MP40s doing, of course, bug roll. Burst the KV tank. We've got the Panther Shrek. Need to get the Stormtrooper out there. Pack 40 about to get gnarly here by the K1 heavy tank. And these doing with the cannon as well with their rifles. Pack 40 about to get snuffed out here by the looks of it. Can he get at least to the safety of his base entrance so the opponent can't at least run away with it? Panther 4 on the way still. He is sticking to the Panther 4 despite this being a K1. And again, the K1 versus Panther 4 matchup is not favoured. Panther Fast galore on the K1. Damn it. Using the engine. Gonna need something about here. Keeping a cool, steady hand there. And not getting too focused on the K1. Actually trying to deal with everything around it. And technically, this is how a lot of Surge tanks actually got destroyed, in particular, like, you know, mid-war. Like, the Surge just charged them in, the Germans allowed them to pass through, clear the infantry out, and then just deal with the tanks isolated, because in the actual war, a tank isolated was incredibly vulnerable to infantry. Sending artillery called in here on the Pack 40. I think he needs to consider, like, extracting the K1 now before it's too late. Panther 4 out here, though, for ATC. Gunners are being sniped by the K1 heavy tank. Quite the fight here so far. Gunners constantly being murdered here with K1. We got 12 kills on it so far already. A Soviet behemoth here from the Red Army. Being flanked here by the Panther 4. Shot bounces. Panther 4 though missed the K2. Conscripts bring up support here. Fund him to bring up some reinforcements. More conscripts to the south of the gate. Gunners here, but getting shot to bits up close. There we go. Up close, they might have a chance for the Gunners with the luck, unless he's not paying attention. Still no rapid conscription here. So I feel like that'd be a great idea for Skeletron. We got the T-Fed reinforcements on the way. They note he's not pursuing the K1. He knows head on in a one-on-one engagement frontally. The Panther 4 is unfavoured against the T-Fed, the K1 even with it being damaged. Stormtroopers up then with the Stormtroopers now. He's willing to go for the K1, but we've got the T-34 almost ready to back up. Skeletron tanks comes on the flank, he needs to retreat, but they get off an anti-tank grenade on the Panther 4. Sacrifice himself to save the comrades in the tank. Still, significant losses here for Skeletron versus ATC. Panther 4 need repairs, and I think ATC needs to consider Stug after this. K1 being pulled back. He could consider hold down while he repairs it. T-34 signaling up from the right flank. Capturing points here. ATC's barely getting any resources compared with Skeletron. He's also standing for behind victory points. T-34 moving in here. Going straight for the Panther 4. Ignoring the Pack 40. Actually going first for the Pack 40 perhaps. Hard to say here. Either way, the raid there that is quite cheeky from Skeletron. Disrupting here ATC's maneuvers. Pack gets good on the T-34 from 6. Note he's also using the conscripts to repair, since the repair kits, while they are slightly slower compared to the engineers, are still not bad. Surprised he hasn't upgraded this one. He could upgrade with the mobilizer research, which would give them another guy for repairing stuff. K1 on the move here, going to go for that Panther 4. Comes going to move to support here. Note the path he's taking. He's probably like trying to sneak out, then hit the Pack 40. K1 falling back. Comes going to hit into the Stormtroopers. Veggie 2 there, but forced to retreat. Pack shoots right to the midst, hits zip, and nothing. Panther 3 kills more troops moving up here for ATC. Comes nearby. Pack about to get wiped out here. Then he's advancing for the glory of Deutschland. There you go, troops in space to the machine gun bunker. Molotov off here against the Grenadiers. We got 293 versus 472. K1 there. Could do with some light repairs. T-34 coming up here. Grenadiers held up behind the wall of the cemetery there. And decide to fall back before they get interred within the cemetery, which is probably not a bad idea. T-34 from 6, number 2 on the way there for Skeletron, not going for more K1s. He kind of figured almost try and push for as many as he can, but also just pushing for a lot of medium tanks, not a bad idea. Right here though, perhaps pushes too far, gets hit with Panther Strike and Panther Fast. Pack 40 shot as well. Skeletron might have poked his nose a bit too far there into the German Hornet's nest. Victory point on the south being seized. Panther on the flank here, comes from nearby, the also got the K1 there. Straight for the T-34, he's going to be able to take it out. But if he sticks around for too long, there's actually a good chance to lose the Panther 4. Oh dear, he's actually repairing the T-34 under fire, but there you go, knocked out. Almost got the Panther 4, but he does survive. Grenadiers and Units being crushed. Upon his crushed, the treads of the K1, more being crushed. Good lord, 17 kills. It's a steamroller of Soviet proportions. Panther gets a good hit, more units being crushed, shot to bits. 18 kills, almost 22 on that KV2, not KV2. T-34 on 2 moving up here. We got 283 versus 467. Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführungen on the way there for ATC. The choice of 2 tacticians. Storms moving up there, close eventually in the ace level. East side here we got Grenadiers comes to there, easily being the Grenadiers since they're not upgraded. Oh dear, and that could be a wipe here on ATC. His first infantry wipe actually, which considering he's been operating a lot of time with 6 infantry squads now, is actually quite nicely managed. I think most players would have much more quickly lost a lot of infantry in comparison. Still need to fix up his armor again, including his Veti 2 KV1, which is definitely much stronger there since the Soviet tanks typically tend to get much more rate of fire bonuses, in particular Veti Female. They can actually pump out a ton of damage, including the K1. They Stug 3G right about to arrive there for ATC and the German army, the 4th Panzer Division. Then it's advancing in the conscript. T-Fed forces moving up, engaging Grenadiers. Grenadiers out in the open need to retreat. The T-Fed force machine guns alone are quite lethal. Also, a fun fact about Stugs and Panzer divisions, but roughly around 1943 and sort of into 1944, it was very uncommon for a German Panzer division to have a battalion of Stugs attached to it as an informal 3rd Panzer battalion. While technically they had them removed after Stalingrad, because again of the severe loss they suffered, they still ended up, like, you know, using Stugs sort of as a sort of, like, you know, informal 3rd Panzer battalion in most Panzer divisions. Little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. Panther 4 there, shoots at the K1, shot bounces. Good hit the K1 on the Panther 4. Shot bounces, Stugs moving up, that's a much bigger fit. Every shot there bounces. That is really lucky there for Skeletron. Stuke hit there, but also takes a hit from the K1. Panther fails to penetrate. K1 halfway to Veteran 3 already. T-Fed pushing a bit of trouble there. Panther those pushing his luck pretty hard there. One shot they could have taken out there from the T-Fed, might still do it in fact. Shot bounces, pretty lucky there for ATC. Troop shouting at the T-Fed, Stuke gets a good hit. And there you go. More damage. Stormtroops finish off the T-Fed. There you go. Kevin going for the flank of the Stuke. Quickly disengaging. Panther hit on the K1 by the Stuke. Close to Veteran 1. Also got a fuel cache here on the car pump. Skeletron looks like he's going to be setting up for more K1 heavy tanks here versus ATC. Victory points wise, we got a notable gap here between the two. We got more pioneers for ATC. He realizes he needs more pioneers to repair his armor, which is definitely the right way to go about it. He's also adding veteran pioneers here to help repair faster. Very good idea there as well. Also on the advantage of the German infantry with the hazard removal package and the veteran squad leaders. Upgrade your pioneers can become some of the best repaired troops. He's moving up there close to Panther, not quite pulling it off. Up north here, Gunnis with the conscripts. Heavy damage inflicted on the troop. Panther 4 being slowly fixed up. Stuke good to go steadily. So southern points being seized here. Panther 4 halfway good to go. Need to fix up that K1 heavy tank. Skirmishing and death. Bit of skirmishing, going to need to retreat I think soon. 27 kills back here. Nothing much going on. Storms moving westwards. K1 heavy tank there for Skeletron. So yeah, that's going to be 2 heavy tanks here versus ATC's Panther 4 and Stuke. That said, of course, he also has the Pack 40 and, of course, has the Stormtroopers as well. So he does have some sources of firepower as the K1 heavy tanks. And he's still also very short on victory points and other points. So he needs to do something about that soon here versus Skeletron. That Skeletron could start really sort of snowballing the game here versus ATC. Also, may want to try to set munitions here for the assault and hold ability. Very potent ability, and there you go, multiple in the Grenadiers. Finishing with the cannon there. Stormtroopers moving up there, occupying a ruined building for now. K1 moving ahead here, halfway to the Ace, in fact more than that. Patrick from the Stormtroopers there gets a nice shot hit there. I think he needs to retreat those Stormtroopers soon. That building could easily collapse if he's not careful. K1 quickly disengages, sees the point being seized. We got 230 thieves for 448. Same K1 there ramming here for Skeletron and the Dead Army. 26 tank core. That's a lot of K1s. West side here we got expansion there by ATC into the Western Territory to reclaim the cemetery for the German Army. Panther from up 6 kills, veterans 1. He engaging engineers out in the open, hosting them with good German lead. Stuke being fixed up there. Pinman machine gun being added, very good there for him. Tier 4 on the way. I think with that many K1s, like, you probably want to go for another Stuke before trying to go for Tier 1 here at the very least. We will have to see what he goes for. Will it be a Sturmpanzer? Will it be a Panther? Will it be Panzerwerfers? I don't think Panther would be a great choice here. So Sturmpanzer, Panther making more sense. Stuke there getting veterans 1. K1 veteran tank there, almost elite. Or ace. Being heavily damaged here. Close being destroyed now, in fact. ATC hammers all he can at it. There we go, almost got it. Stuke there, close to halfway to veteran 2 there. Pursuing here aggressively. One advantage of the Stuke is it is pretty good at pursuing tanks to finish them off with, which is why usually it is one significant advantage, of course, has over the pack, because you generally don't want your opponent's tank to survive. You don't want them to be like build up. So the Stuke in this regard is just very good at finishing things off. Spawning the fuel cache and destroying that. Good maneuver here by ATC. Incendiary to unleash once more against him here by Skeletron. These they go on the fuel point, going for the victory point. We got 214 versus 449. Stuke with the damaged engine, bit risky. Thankfully, it seems like Skeletron is not realizing and decides not to pursue it. Panther being fixed up. Looks like he cancelled his pioneers. I lost them. Charge here from Skeletron, who still needs to look into his infantry, and I still think would benefit a lot from, say, a well-timed rapid conscription. Of course, it does require some timing, but still being able to, like, you know, get 120 minutes, spend 120 minutes with 2 conscripts is pretty damn good. particular since he is short on infantry now, there's an opponent with a lot of infantry, so he really wants to like somehow catch up and sort of shut down the infantry disparity between the two, which is all means he needs to murder as much of ATC's infantry as fast as possible, but with a lot of them being veterans infantry, that's going to be tough with that, or he needs to bring up as much infantry as he can as his opponent. Right now, he's definitely, in that regard, you know, not doing either. So I feel like this could be a problem there for Skeletron. Could be a way here that ATC can win simply just sheer numbers. Of course, he could also just try and go for a bunch of Katyushas, hope to catch the Grenadiers and wipe them that way. Like, there are options here for Skeletron, but so far he does not seem like particularly vigorously seeking them out. KV1 there, boy, very close to the ace level. There we go, ace level K1. Shoots, misses again. That's a bit lucky there for ATC's Grenadiers. But now as you can see, it actually has a pretty strong rate of fire. Stug moving in here from the north. K1 they're falling back. Heavy Panther Corps up there for ATC, the Schwerer Panther Corps. We'll have to see who's going to be the Panther here. That's the K1. It's going to be a Sturm Panther to deal with infantry. Meanwhile, we got a third K1 there for Skeletron. A third one. That is a lot of solid heavy armor here versus ATC and the German army. Stormtroopers being charged with the conscripts. Stormtrooper to the ace low, by the way, with 3 MP40s just shredding them. And of course, you're going to have Pop T1 detached to the advance. But he is very consistently short on munitions, which I guess is great for Skeletron then. K1 number 3 halfway done. Heavy Panther Corps up. He's not going for the Sturm Panther, so in fact he may be planning here for the Panther. And they added a little icon for this. Need help. K1 pushing back the Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers opening up this machine gun. Then he's also joining in against the conscripts. Panther will get pack shooting. 3 kills on the Stu. Close to eventually 2 there. K1 attacking the Grenadiers in the center, moving from the west side. We got 159 versus 431. There's a significant gap now in victory points between the two sides, and this is probably where Skeletron's best chance of winning, I think, lies. Since infantry-wise, things are definitely starting to fall a bit apart, and again, infantry is quite critical. But it tends to be one of those things a lot of players can neglect at times. Also, ATC flooding a lot of manpower, definitely spending some of that. I mean, there's obviously a saving up, I guess, for the Panther, which, I mean, is manpower expensive, but even then they got a bit like built bunkers or caches. Oh wait, Stu, they're getting ready to choose the KV-1 tanks. Not that Veggie 2 does a lot as such, like it provides a minor armor bonus, a small rate of fire bonus, but it's not significant. What really becomes important is Veggie 3, where it gets a good rate of fire bonus and good movement bonus. Going to be pursued with the K1 tank right outside the base. Shot misses. Also, I think ATC needs to get a bit more aggressive about these victory points, of course, at the same time still has to somehow defend the others. So, bit of a tricky challenge, but again, he does have the infantry. He's going to push off the K1s and just push up with infantry. I think he has a good chance to stabilize. There you go. 1 K1 taking a lot of trouble. Could pursue here. He is not pursuing for now. Of course, he might be still worried about the 2 others. And he definitely makes a very good point in doing that, in particular since the Ace K1 again can do a lot of damage. But there he goes straight into the pack 40 here. Could fire target weak point. Stu gets a good hit there. Panther getting Venture 2 in the process. Schützen at it. Panther ramming here for ATC and the German army. You got 119 versus 431. Stu Panther pursuing the K1 with the re-exposed. Oh dear. Bit of mistake, I think, by Skeletron. Stu Panther go for it. There you go. Double re-hit on the Ace KV-1. Can they finish it off? Stug misses. Quickly making a turn there. Constant moving in there. Need to pursue. Be careful with the Stug here. Almost got it. Stug there. 3 kills. K1 going for it. Oh, Scheiße. It's about to lose the Stug. Panther will try and block here. Panther's dealing with K1 up north, and the Stug goes down. A tragic loss for the German army, but a glorious one for the Red army. Panther dealing with the K1 up north. Bit of a blow there to Skeletron. Panther already at half health, and he's about to lose his Panther falls. Well, there you go. The Panther falls down. Significant blow there to ATC. It was looking like he was ascending, but now Skeletron might just been given a golden opportunity to still be able to seal out this match. Still, he might be able to finish off another K1 here, which should help out ATC a bunch. Comes up to deal with the Panther. Panther flying in for the Stormtroopers. 13 kills there. Anti-tank grenade on the Panther. Almost got the K1. Stormtroopers making a go for it. They're low on health, though. But they finish off the K1 there. Another Panzernacke badge there to the Stormtroopers. One kill on the Panther so far. HK1 though still alive and still a big problem there for ATC. But now Skeletron is down to just one tank and he is short on infantry. Again, that shortness of infantry is a significant problem for Skeletron. Whereas again, ATC has plenty of it. He still has 5 infantry scores, and again, Skeletron has not 5. And is about to get murdered out here if they do not retreat. In fact, the KO-Ace has in fact a very good chance of getting wiped here on ATC and the German army. About to get the unit. Gets it. Pursuing, charging it. He's charging right into the midst of it, taking almost out the Ace Pack crew here as well. Gets it. 29 kills on the Ace KB1. A furious beast that is causing ATC quite a bit of trouble. His Panthers engaging with misses, destroying the Pack 40 and denying it. Constantly need to retreat before they get wiped, and they're dead in the water. They're more than dead. They're ultra dead. Another K1 there for Skeletron, still super short on infantry, going for more conscripts, but I feel like he should just set up for rampant conscription. I feel like that would really do Skeletron a lot of good. 33 kills though on the K1 heavy tank, a real hero of the Soviet Union. Order of Lenin and everything. Pack 40 number 2 on the way for ATC will have to go for next grab the point here in the east. We got 117 versus 371. Ace K1 there being repaired. Another Stuke there for ATC and the German army. Pin on machine gun here to the Panther, very good. Conscript Buzzards here. Interesting enough, he's not upgrading this one. Either mobilized reserves or the Conscript Assault package. I'm a bit surprised at that. Well, obviously, when the other one gets upgraded, comes to those Gundiers up close. Quickly falling back in the face of the submachine guns, the PPSH-41s. There we go. Second K1 there ready. First one moving ahead here, crashing through the walls. Going for the Panther, I suppose. Shot bounced here. Panther did not bounce with his high loss in time gun there. Go shot one through. As you can see, the K1 can more or less fire 2 shots per every shot the Panther can fire. A significant rate of fire advantage there. There we go. Penetrating hit. Shot bounced from the other one. Shot missed. Going for it though. Panther misses. Penetrating hit from the K1 heavy tank there. Panther down to half health already. Shot bounces there. And we got into artillery here from Skeletron again. Looking to pen in ATC and just secure those victory points. Very good there. I still feel like he should at least try one setup for rapid conscription here. Rather than all these incendiary artillery barrages. Because I feel like just having a bunch of infantry right now would do Skeletron a lot more good than just brief safety that gets it. But there you go. Gets another one. ATC actually now starting to suffer heavy influence. Actually now on rough parity to the Skeletron in terms of like raw infantry numbers. That is great for Skeletron. That really just lowers the threat capability of ATC when he has roughly the same number of infantry. But of course, we'll have to see if ATC does anything to replace those losses. He should. Pin on that with his Duke. Constantly being hammered with the Panther. You go for the fast option of more Stormtroopers, you just go for more Grenadiers. Oh, scheisse, he lost the Stormtroopers as well. And they dropped a Panzerschreck. Ach, mein Gott. The Oberkommando des Heeres will be most upset at this. You what? You lost 1 Panzerschreck? Haven't you seen Fury? We can't even have like more than 3 Panzerfass, and you're fighting about Panzerschrecks? Good lord. You idiot. Holy smoly though. Just tank through then use the machine guns of the Panther and the Stuke there. Almost getting one of the K1s here. ATC certainly trying to make another comeback here. K1 falling back behind the walls. We've got the Ace K1 up in the rear of the Panther. Stuke they're moving up as well. They shoots, bounces. Ground points here and there. ATC desperately needs more infantry though. 2 is definitely too little now. Panther getting ready to there. K1 in need of repairs badly. Panther's almost knocked out here by the Ace K1. Panther shooting him. There goes. Gonna go. He blitzes. He goes for it. He goes for it. Can he get it? No. It gets around the corner. And the presence of the Ace Cable means you can't just use the pursuit without risking getting knocked out with the Ace Cable. But there he goes, pushing it nonetheless. Shot went through the Panther, misses. He could lose the Panther here to the Ace Cable 1. Shot, keep bouncing or missing. Penetrating hit there. He's going to push in the base. Contact charging forward. Stuke moving as well. They need to be careful. 4-6. Stuke gains veterans 1. Panther with a damaged engine. Ah, my God. He's going for it. He's trying to kill the K1 within his base. Engineers are being shot to bits there. And the Stug, I think, gets the KV1 there. But right now, ATC is short on everything but enemies. Skeletron going for more troops. ATC finally calling him into as well here. He's down to 64 versus 360. A hell of a difference. A vast gap. An abyss of victory. Stug is somehow surviving. It's just murdering the infantry. It's got 8 infantry kills and 1 armored kill. It's killed more infantry than the Panther, which has been out for longer. Storms was out here for ATC going for the center victory point. Got more MP40s plus Panther being added again. Stug being pursued aggressively. Firing out the conscripts. Gets another kill there. 10 kills on the Stug. 9 infantry. Storms surrounded. Other conscript going for it. 9. Not the Stug. And with the Panther straight they took off the previous one. The Stug goes down. Still, ATC has managed to make up for the gap and now has back to an infantry advantage versus Skeletron. But still, he is ridiculously low in victory points. Panther being hauled back here. Halfway to veteran free. Storms was there. Got the MP40s ready. Panther strike halfway done. K1 rolling out here for Skeletron in the Red Army with 34 kills and a chest so full of medals. It's practically a bulletproof vest. Tag up in the K1 there. Shots keep bouncing or never go off. Panther there being fixed up. Heading east was there with the Stormtroopers. K1 number 2 on the way with the Skeletron. Still very short in infantry. Very short. A desperate shortage of infantry. Now the Stug on the way of ATC realize of course the power of the 1-2 Stug. K1 ace there being fixed up. Panther there being fixed up. Goes to the conscripts. And route it. Oh, they still got away with the Panther. There you go. Stormtroopers versus the ace K1. A definitely anything but equal fight here. As it unleashes a torrent of death. Stug on the way, they're almost done here. Grenadiers for the country from the east need upgrades. You should consider some Panther grenadiers as well, really, just for the mark target ability. The east just beat a lot of the conscripts. Plus, they can help repair the tanks, which is not bad either. Pampering ahead here. Shots fired there. K1 taking fire from the Panther and the Pack 40 here. Panther halfway to the ace level. Taking K1 arriving here for Skeletron and the 26 tank car. Panther bouncing shots here. Lots of shots bouncing here. Pretty great there for ATC. Bit of a problem there for Skeletron. He may actually want to consider bringing up a tank as well. But right now, Skeletron needs to bring up a lot of things. West side, you got Engineers versus Grenadiers. Engineers are being executed here in cold blood by the Grenadiers. And these two Stug versus conscripts. It's very powerful. This just caused them to break. Dimitri, it's a Stug. We will have to run. But where's his machine gun? Just run, Dimitri. We stand no chance. We are doomed. Panther engaging the K1 heavy tank. Stug joining in the K1 right about half health here. Assault armor continues to punch significantly, noticeably large holes in it. Machine gun inflation takes another hit here. K1 is going for it. ATC can control the victory points. Could consider a mine two in there. Also maybe want to consider machine. I'm a bit surprised in fact we've not seen a single MD42 here from ATC whatsoever. In fact we've seen fewer than that. Holy smokes, just as I point out there in MD42 he finally goes for one. It's a miracle. Brought on by me of course, despite me having no direct influence on the game. But clearly, I'm the one there to thank for that. H25 tanks all the way with the Skeletron. Season some point. Now, if we just were to time a rapid conscription correctly, I think we just get a sufficient big influx of them to just swarm the points and close it out. 17 versus 323. Will Skeletron do that, or will he just continue to operate with a skeleton crew, haha, of infantry? Panther fine there, Stug moving in. Ralph goes for the conscripts, causing them in cast. We've got an intended artillery barrage again. No rapid conscription once more from Skeletron. Shots bouncing. Good hits in the K1. 38 kills. 85 of course ruling its presence here to ATC, and there you go, Ace Panther. Panther shake dropped here for the conscripts. Someone needs to pick it up. You pick it up. No, you pick it up. Sukabuya. Dimitri, you pick it up. Dimitri's dead. Oh. Pablo, well, he just died. Ah, well, we'll pick it up later. Round the centre victory point, he got 17 to 90. Grenadiers are going for the Panther Shrek. And we got a Panther Busters in the KV-1 Ace. Final centre point, we got conscripts pinned down. MD-42 unleashing a torrent of good German lead. Imported from Czechoslovakia, but we don't talk about that. Graham the eastern victory point. He's in the western point with the Stormtrooper squad. Stug, they're good to go. Grenadiers then got need reinforcement. Stug setting out there. Panther being fixed up. More Grenadiers there for ATC, putting him back into the 5 infantry squad level there. Still like to see him maybe another Storm squad or more, or some Panther Grenadiers, but you know. If it works, it works, and veteran Grenadiers definitely work. Like, make no mistake about that one. They definitely work. Panther landing good here in the KO1. Grenadiers then in the east, big clump of them. Skeletron though still operating with an absolutely abysmally small infantry coming in there. K1 firing against the Panther. Stug here go for the HD5. Tank destroyer, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. Almost got it. Stug vets need 2. Shooting at it. Gonna need some around. There you go. Got the HD5 tank destroyer. Intended to the barrage again. Once more Skeletron stays away from any and all rapid conscriptions. Stug there, halfway to the ace level. Machine gun crew knocked out, is about to get burned up as well there. And the Con's going to flank here the Stug. Quick shot fire there. And damage entering the Stug. But it is alive. It lives. Defense 6 are going for it. Oh dear. That could well be the end of the Stug. And there you go. Shot goes through, knocking out ATC Stug. Pack Crow turning about to deal with it. Panther moving up there. Go contra shot with Grenadiers here. We got 12 versus 231. Skeletron is ever so close to victory, but he keeps falling short because he doesn't have enough infantry. Or at least he's not willing to take risk his tanks to just grab the points, which could also work out. Also needs to be a bit more like smart about where ACS isn't and isn't, and then exploit those rather than just trying to attack head on every time. Like he needs to try and, you know, leave ATC a bit more unseated, like a bit more confused, and then sort of rush at different points, and that way sort of get him. But instead he's just allowing ATC to fight with, you know, his force in a much more efficient manner for ATC, and that's definitely not helping Skeletron. Still again, with this significant lack of infantry. What will ATC go for next? Another Stug? Will he go for another Panther? Will he go for Sturm Panther? Will he build bunkers? Like, he's got a lot of options right now. But he needs to make a decision soon. Going in for the Western victory point. Needs to get some troops up on that. But I think some machine gun bunkers in there could be a very good investment here for ATC, to be honest. We'll make it a bit harder for Skeleton just to rush the points. We'll make it a bunch harder. Comes there. Oh, hitting the dirt, which, oh, it makes them much easier to run over since they can't get out of the way of the Panther then. He does quickly get the map, but that of course makes them need to shoot, so like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And the Panther in this case just merged the machine guns back up with the Grenadiers. Almost going forward on the conscript squad. K1's moving up for the centre, gain the Pioneers, causing significant harm and casualties. Pack forward there in the line of fire here, the 2 K1 heavy tanks got 41 kills. An absolute hero of the Southern Union. Panther pushing back the K1 heavy tank crew. We got gunnersmen on the flank here with Panther Rex. Damaging the engine there. Heavy damage to the K1 heavy tank. Gunny's taking heavy damage, but the K1 is now in a really bad spot here for Skeletron. It just couldn't in fact be its very end. The legacy of a hero stops here. Well, the Panther here, oh wait. Damaging the Panther, almost got it. It's ace versus ace, hero versus hero. Or villain, depending on perspective. And there you go, the K1 gets knocked out. A big brother to Skeletron, the Red Army. Looks like the other K1's about to meet its very end as well here. 17 kills the Panther, about to become 18. And now Skeletron is in deep gulag as, well, he's barely got anything left. And ATC's just going for another Panther. Fair enough. Straight into the Panther here, going for it. Panther Rex aplenty, Panther Faust. And of course the Ace Panther with a good rate of fire. That T-34 will not be making it back home for Borscht. Now he's rushing for victory points. He's finally starting just to begin to churn out infantry. The problem is, this happens way too late for Skeletron. Like, had he just gone for more infantry soon, he probably could have just overwhelmed his opponent and just grabbed the points and held that for a bit longer. But because, again, he just kept operating for so long with so little infantry, didn't use his ability like Rapid Conscript to make up for this, he may just very well just sealed his fate here. Because now, ATC has plenty of infantry, he's got machine guns, he's held down all the points, and of course he's got the Panthers, one particularly the Ace Panther with machine guns, can easily deal with infantry as well. Plus, I mean, there's technically assault and hold will also allow to quickly grab points back and push off the infantry further, so this feels like a bit of too little too late for Skeletron. Too little too late, I fear. Visiting them with engineers, cutting them down, murdering them. Constantly being suppressed in the center by them before two finishing the camps up close. Panther, they're almost good to go. Panther on the eastern side. We got 12 versus 130. Panther on the east. Troops running in the center. The west side, multiple the Grenadiers. Ace Panther sending out there towards the western victory point. 12 versus 130. And there you go, Constance being annihilated here by the Panther. 12 kills. 20 in fact. I can't count. 21. And he's moving up here. Conscript crashed a shot there out of the way. That guy is definitely dead. Well, Conscript being annihilated. We got a T-50 for Skeletron. We got 12 versus 125. In the end, Skeletron just can't pull through there. He's just now churning raw troops out against ATC. And he might as well be throwing cupcakes at a tank because it's about as likely to do as much damage to the crew of the tank and the tank itself. And he just like to piss off the crew. Like, you know, who wants cupcakes from the bloody tank? No one. It's a hell of a mess to get cleaned up. And similarly, Conscript's a hell of a mess to clean up your tanks as well. So yeah. 12 versus 114, but I think Skeletron is very much just dead in the water. He is like the Bismarck after its rudder got knocked out. He just couldn't take the ship anywhere. So I mean, there's a bit more struggling here, but there's not really much here Skeletron can realistically do. There's not much here we can do. Panther Megabati, 24 kills on this monstrous veteran of the war. Storm's about to get wiped out. Ace Panther going for the T-34 from 6. Almost got the T-34. Constantly being shot to bits with machine guns. Engineers wiped here. Panther on the way there for ATC. There we go, wiped out. We got 12 still versus 90. I most what ATC or Skeletron is doing is just prolonging the suffering, but he's definitely not winning. And there goes Skeletron surrender, saying finally realised the cause has lost. A bloody protected engagement here on Crossroads. A lot of good action here and there between the two sides, and then the Skeletron basically fell up because of infantry. I feel like the thing that kept ATC along part in the game was just he had a lot of infantry and didn't just throw it, was able to handle it masterfully. Also good flanks there by ATC, plus good strategy. I think in the end sort of saw him through in the fight. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links, and cheers. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.